can only go down solo. We are back. It is another Wednesday, and we are going to be ranking yet another puzzle game for the Game Boy. As you can see over on this list, I kind of look this way to see it, but I mean, it's technically over here. It's over here, yeah? Oh, look at that one. Anyway, as you'd see up here, number 1, Tetris, we go all the way down, and number 57, we have Godzilla. Closing in on top 60. We got lots of fun stuff here in the middle. And this week we're ranking a game called Rockin' Monster. And I would have assumed from the title that this got a stateside release, but apparently it is a Japan exclusive. It's a bit of a surprise to me, honestly. But I either way, don't really know anything about it aside from, testing it to make sure, 1, the ROM worked, and 2, it fit the criteria of a puzzle game. It very much does. So let's not waste too much time and just hop right on in. So there's 1 player and character select. Oh, I guess okay, so there's a battle mode. So this plays a lot like Puyo Puyo. A lot like Puyo Puyo. Okay, so it seems like the enemy attack, the opponent, the computer, I guess. Every time that bar fills up, they just automatically attack it. Then you can sort of hold it back by... There appears to be an HP bar on the side of the screen as well. Okay, that did something to the HP bar. Is that because of the triangles or because of the combo? Yeah, okay, so combos do seem to deal damage. I'm not sure what those little shapes on the pieces mean. They do seem to mean something. Down. Okay. I meant to play the other mode first, so we'll jump back into that after. We'll see if we can sort of... Normal, hard, expert. This does have a nice presentation to it. Okay, I think it is like one piece contained within another one. So like if I match these, that one's going to turn into a white block. Yeah, okay. So, and I guess the idea is you can sort of use that to try and plan more elaborate combos. Yeah, I'm picking this up. I'm starting to get this. This is cool. This is very Puyo Puyo, in fact. Oops. RNG seems to be a little bit chaotic. I have to give them kind of, I guess maybe partial marks at best for readability. Definitely could have been worse. Say I've been playing this for less than 10 minutes. Kinda pleasantly surprised so far. Yeah, I'm formulating some thoughts about this. It could end up being a little hard on the eyes, depending. We'll have to see if this came out for any other systems. think a version of this game in color would probably be very playable. Maybe you just need to crank up the contrast on that little Game Boy screen. It's something we don't really have the option to do here. Probably is a way to set up those like squares within squares such that you can create like extra elaborate combos. I imagine for most people it's kind of gonna end up being mostly just happy accidents. Now I just kind of want to see how fast does this get and how quickly does it ramp up. You do seem to have a little bit of... This had like a 1994 copyright on it, so you can... It's got a little bit of refinement to it. There's a slight grace period before the blocks lock into place. Oh, at level 9 we get a new texture here. A slightly different checkerboard pattern. It seems like only certain patterns get the block within a block treatment. So I don't know how you would communicate that in some circumstances. I set up like half of that combo and the other half was pure luck. once it gets lodged in place, you can sort of spin it against the wall, but it's not like Puyo Puyo 2 where you could kind of nudge them around once they were in tight spaces. Again, by level 11, starting to pick up a decent speed here. Between that and the new shape, the new texture, you know. Probably difficulty ramps up at a good pace, it seems. Biggest complaint is that this does potentially get a little hard on the eyes as you go. Ooh, really picks up at level 14. Okay. By level 15, we're booking. This is, I see something here. Switch this to pocket. Gray's probably a little easier. Well, this grayscale's over here. There's no Gameboy color palettes. Inverted. Ooh, that's wild. Back to green scale. Yeah, I may have to double check, see if this came out for other systems. Well, I think I'm gonna have to give this other mode a little more try. A little more try, you know. I don't know what differentiates the characters. So like the meter up there slowly fills. When you clear stuff off the board, it actually sort of pushes it back a little bit, which is an interesting idea. It seems to just drop a single line each time. It also appears to be at a set height. Maybe that's different for each character? This one there's a little bit of junk on the bottom at the start. It looks like the meter is going up at about the same rate. Okay, that one definitely fell from the top. Music's a little repetitive. There's something kind of Game Gear-ish about it. Like this tune sounds like it would be at home on like either like a Game Gear or Master System game. Oh, wow. Okay. Those S-blocks are more useful than I'd anticipated. Oh, the look on his face. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we're starting with 3 rows of garbage. And we're starting at level 4. So I don't know if... I mean, that, I assume, makes the blocks drop faster from the get-go. Oh, what was that? That was an interesting move. Okay, so it looks like he takes whatever the tallest stack is and just turns them all into garbage blocks. That's... I suppose that could get pretty nasty. That's what happens when the tallest stack is garbage blocks. Oh, he just does that. Okay. Yeah, this really could be worse. There, take out that one. Or that one, that's good too. Ooh, I can pick one or the other. Well, I'm so getting to get you. What's this guy gonna do? Oh, now... Oh boy. Time to get digging. The faces are all really good. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I mean, I suppose these are the later stages. They gotta start getting a little nastier. Especially because it seems like the meters don't speed up necessarily. So if we just kind of stay on top of that, if we play aggressively, since we technically can't attack them, so this is more or less how you play aggressively. Ooh, that move hurts. Damn. That was tight. It's theoretically possible that RNG could have messed us up there, but the game seems pretty generous in that respect. Well, I guess we gotta fight this guy. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Uh-oh. You're all following this, right? Oh wow, there is a lot of dialogue. Okay. We are starting at level 10. Oh boy. I don't know what this guy's gonna do, but if it's nastier than the last stage, we're gonna be in some trouble. Oh, that was good. That puts us in a good spot. Okay. I wonder if that's random, you get those S blocks, or if there's like a way to influence when they show up. Either way, the guy hasn't had a chance to go yet. Which is probably for the best, even though I should maybe at least find out what he's gonna do. We're level 14 right now, so things are just kind of cruising. Naturally, I mean... If she's telling us the cheat code to unlock hard mode, we're kind of in trouble, because I don't actually know what any of this says. And, oh, there we go. And, okay, I just rolled credits on this game for my first time playing it. So, maybe a little on the easy side. Historically, I've RIP with Office. I've historically been kind to the easier games. I wonder if the idea here is that you're going to play endless mode more often. YK. SGB, these are... I recognize those letters. Dark Side Phil. Guess that explains why the game's so easy. So, yeah, 1994. Yeah, they had a pretty good handle on the Game Boy by then. Alright, well, let's set this to Expert. Level 9. Well, so it just kind of starts on level 9. Well, there's still time left before we need to judge this, so let's just play some more. I do think the music could have used a little more time in the oven. And maybe the visual design for... Actually, I think I'm gonna reset because I don't remember the baseline being that narrowly nearly my first time. Can't tell if that fixed it or not. Flip that the other way. I'm just going to turn that a little bit down. I'm also going to switch this back to grayscale, just to see. This feels a little easier on the eyes in some ways. The contrast helps. Though I think now it kind of looks a bit intense. Let's try blue. Seems like it might. What about it like a dark blue? Pastel mix. What is this? Oh, this. The short answer is no. But the mixture of colors, I think, is a good choice. Dark brown, maybe? Dark green? No, the mixed colors has given us a bit of trouble. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go back to the green scale here. Should be manageable, I just need to avoid panicking. Considering it's just a video game, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oop, nope, not that, that. Relatively generous when you get near the top. Whatever that middle number is, it's apparently more important than your score. Max chain, maybe? Interesting. Ooh. Well, let's go ahead. I don't think there's anything else to see here, so we're gonna go ahead and put this on the board. And I gotta start, but even before I start, I want to quickly... Monster, did this... Released for Japan, doesn't specify. Rokun Monster. Puzzle game that was released only in Japan. Okay, this is just digging into the ROM. I just want to see if there's a version of this for any other systems. Rockin' Monster. This section requires expansion. This section requires expansion. This section requires expansion. Okay. I haven't really looked into it there. Games you may also like. I think this might be a Game Boy exclusive, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I think the hardware limitations are kind of its biggest downfall. And I'm sure, like, if I really dug into it and made like a custom color palette, there's probably a way to make this a little more playable. You know, maybe bigger screen, change the resolution, just different contrast. There's probably a way to deal with that problem in particular. But that's kind of the biggest thing holding it back. And also, it is a little thin on content, admittedly. The sort of quest mode, or whatever you might want to call it, where you fight the bad guys, was a little short, a little easy. Not always a bad thing, but in this case, it does kind of feel like you run out of stuff to do pretty quickly. Endless mode, it goes. Decent challenge, it would seem. But here's the thing I do really like about this. Is like, if you've put any amount of time into a game like Puyo Puyo, it is, in a lot of ways, it is a better game. It is constructed more solidly. It's especially the Pocket Puyo Puyo 2, which is, right up there at number 11. Where they've kind of worked out how to make it readable on a Game Boy screen. But with that game, it really does feel like, at the end of the day, it's kind of built for multiplayer. It's built to play against another human player. And that can be a mixed bag sometimes, because maybe nobody wants to play this game with you. Because you're the only person who has a copy, and they only get to play it when they come to your house, and you are significantly more practiced than any of your friends, and so it's not a lot of fun for them. Or you are the friend who comes over and is not practiced at the game. And so, or it just, maybe none of your friends play game. There's a lot of reasons why a multiplayer focused game, a game that is built around versus mode, can kind of suck if you don't have anyone to play with. And online was envisioned as a sort of a way to solve that problem. There will always be other players elsewhere willing to play with you. But then you run into the problem where you sort of... I don't know if any of you have ever tried to play Puyo Puyo online. Boy howdy, you will get crushed. In much the same way that the computer players will crush you. The human players are possibly even better. Like, if you need someone at your skill level in order for that. I guess that's kind of where I'm getting with all this sort of roundabout rambling complaining about multi. You need someone at your skill level, or in the ballpark of your skill level, in order for that sort of thing to be fun. And what I like about this game is that they did make efforts to make that style of game work in a single-player context. Where, the enemy, he's not throwing crap at you constantly. He's got a meter, and it fills up, and then when it hits the top, he attacks. Or she. Or ambiguous, in some circumstances. They, I suppose. And the attacks themselves get nastier rather than them becoming more frequent, and you don't necessarily have to beat them one-on-one. You just have to take down their HP. The Game Boy Color version of Pokemon Puzzle League does something similar, where instead of actually having to defeat the other person at Tetris Attack or Panel de Pon or whatever it is, you just sort of take down their HP and they throw stuff at you. And it's a format that is more amenable to a single player game. And I think that's what makes this good. Is that it, the core is very simple. The core is very similar to Puyo Puyo. It's the same. The kind of the textures embedded inside the other textures is a neat twist. And I assume the idea there was that you would sort of, as you got better at the game, you could incorporate those into your combos, and it would add more depth to it. I would assume. I can't imagine how long it would take to get good enough at this game that you could really sort of pull that off consistently. But they do add something without adding too much. It's not it's a little bit of chaos, but it's not too much chaos. And I think again the game is very generous in terms of it's not it's combos happen a lot kind of on their own. And so ultimately this game, if we were I think the music is kind of awful. I think there are readability issues. It is hard on the eyes to look at for long periods of time. If it weren't for those two things, this would be up here, comparable to Pocket Puyo Puyo 2. It's a very similar game. I think it plays to the strengths of the hardware in that, it's a portable system and it's a more single player focused game, obviously, link cable aside. But it does have those technical setbacks, and the readability is, for me, it's a big one. There are some games here like the Bust-A-Move games are way down here on account of readability, and I don't think I was gonna say this. I don't think it's as bad. I think these games are less readable but easier on the eyes. So again, it's hard to put this game too much higher. It is a better game than Gearworks. It's a better game than Boulder Dash. I think Flipple. Hmm. I don't know. It's a better game than Loops. So, like, we're looking at top 30 for sure. It's a more accessible game than Flipple. That much is certain. Sanrio, that's another interesting one. Sanrio Carnival, this game, from a technical standpoint, like it is more solidly built. Sanrio Carnival does have the advantage of being easy on the eyes, very readable. But the game is a little bit scrappy. Hmm. I think this might end up having less replay value, ultimately. I think... I know, Sanrio Carnival, a little short on content as well, but... So congratulations, Rockin' Monster, our new number 27. And that is going to be me for this evening. Let's go have ourselves a look here to see if anyone is online. Looks like... looks like Author Blues just went online. He's playing some Twilight Princess retro achievements. I'll just hop on over there. So, I will be back tomorrow night with live improvised music. I'll be back on Saturday night with music production. And I'll be playing some more Dungeon Monster Maker Lair on Monday, as well as Dirt 2 for the Nintendo DS. I'll be playing some more Etrian Odyssey on Tuesday, and then new puzzle game this time next week. Until then, thank you for coming by, thank you for hanging out, thank you for watching, and as always, I do hope to see you next time. Bye for now.